What's up, guys? So, I'm bringing back something that I did a long time ago. Like, literally, like, March of this year was the last time I actually updated this series of videos, or whatever you want to call it. Not really series, but, it was kind of just like a collection video I did. And, I literally haven't done it in a while. You've noticed, obviously, since that time when I did that collection video, obviously my hair has changed drastically. The times changed, all that kind of stuff like that. So, also, let me know what you guys think of, like, me doing the little music introductions at the beginning. I don't really have any editing software or anything to, like, make what everybody else on YouTube does with the whole, like, opening video thingy or whatever. You know, I don't really have that kind of technology. I have a computer and stuff, and I'm a programmer and stuff. As far as, like, technology, that's not really, like, that kind of video graphic, whatever you want to call it. That's not really my, forte. So anyway, I'm bringing back this collection video. I'm going to try to finish it, actually, very soon. So this would be the, like, part 3 in the series. But anyway, this is, my PSP collection. And I basically just go through my games and show you what's up and stuff like that. So where I left off was, I think it was, like, K. So, I'm just going to continue on with that. So without further ado, let's start this. So, the first one that I have in my, in this part of the video, Kingdom of Paradise, if you guys can check this out. This game is actually really cool. I didn't ever actually have a chance to ever beat this game, but it was very, very interesting. It's kind of like what you have if you took, like, the whole world of Dynasty Warriors, but then cut it down to just a few enemies. It's that kind of combat, but mixed in an RPG. That's the really only way I can explain this game. But it's pretty fun. I still have never beaten it. I don't know when I'm ever going to get to most of these games. Like, most of the time I usually play them in series or whatever, but I'll get to it eventually. But, yeah, it's really fun, and the story's pretty cool. It's not too bad of a game. I dig it. Next up, this one's actually very fun. This is KO Challenger, and if you guys have ever played, like, the games of, like, Spyro the Dragon or, like, Crash Bandicoot and stuff, this game really brought me back to that era when I played this game. It's a platformer through and through, but instead of, like, Spyro or you know, playing as, like, a Bandicoot or a dragon, you play as a kangaroo. And just how that sounds, you literally hop through all these platforms and stuff like that, and it's really addicting. The overworld itself isn't so big. You're more, like, confined on this pretty small map of an island kind of thing, but that's kind of how all the Sonic games were. I mean, not Sonic, all the Spyro games were, and I really dig it. It's super fun and addicting. And I think I've beaten this game, like, twice. It's fairly easy. It's definitely a kid kind of game, but I used to have this as a downloaded version, and then I actually got the actual copy, and obviously this is a GameStop box, so it's not the actual case. I wish I could get the case eventually, but I got it for like $2. So, you know, I'd rather have the actual copy. Next up I have Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary. This was actually a remake of the original Tomb Raider on the PS1, and it did absolutely phenomenal what they did with this game. Because the original one, I started playing through the series again about a few months ago, and I started with the first one, and when I went to that, and I have it on PC, I got them all running off Steam. I bought the entire collection super, super cheap. But when I went through that game, I just noticed how dated the controls were. The graphics were okay, you know, it's whatever, it's a PS1 game. The controls, on the other hand, are absolutely terrible. And I know everybody talks about, like, oh, it's Tomb Raider, it's such a good game. It is, but the controls are something you have to get used to. It's almost like you're moving Lara Croft as, like, a tank. She moves super stiff and runs with the freaking D-pad, and it's very, very difficult to control. And once you control it, that's fine. But instead of playing through that version, I played through this version again, and I realized how great this remake was, because it just fixed all those controls, added so much more detail to this game. There's so much more unlockable content, and it just opens up the story to a whole nother level. So I really dig this, and of course, playing the first Tomb Raider, you know, you have a huge story going on, but this one just opened it up to a whole nother level. Now, I have a few of the Lego games in my collection for the PSP, because these were the only ones until they started creating the really, I mean, they're not crappy, but they're ports from, like, the DS and 3DS and stuff, and I really didn't care for that. But these two, these ones were ported from the PS2. So, with that said, these games were really good. You know, it's definitely almost an exact port of the PS2 and PC and all that kind of stuff like that. And it's Lego Batman through and through. I really dig this game, and I played so much of it. I love the Lego series. It's so addicting. I'm actually playing through the entire series on Steam all over again. And obviously there's a lot of games I haven't played in the series. Next up, I have Lego Indiana Jones. So the second one of my Lego games that I have in my collection is Lego Indiana Jones. And this is the original adventure, so I literally just I just got done playing this one, but on Steam on PC. I played this one a while ago when I picked this up, and obviously I played it all the way through, but I just beat it on Steam about maybe 2 weeks ago. And now I'm playing the Lego Indiana Jones Adventure 2, or Lego Indiana Jones 2 Adventure Continues, and I really like what they did with that. But with this one, it's just Lego through and through, just like any of the other Lego games, and I love it. You know, it's so great, and it goes through all three of the first 3 movies. You know, through and through. It's super fun. Next up, I have two games. Loco Roco, which is literally super fun. This game, I didn't really think I would ever like a game like this. This is actually fairly new that I added to my collection. The game's not new, but about like 6 months ago I added a lot of new games to my collection. If I haven't gone through them, because obviously this was after I made the first 2 videos, I'll be doing it at the end of my collection video. So, but since this one's an L, I just added it to here. So, Loco Roco, this game, you literally have these little yellow lemons. I think they're lemons. I'm not sure what they are. They're these little yellow balls, and you move them around in this really cool thing. And what's cool is you use the L and R buttons to tilt the screen, so you can kind of drop your characters in and stuff. It's a puzzle. But the world itself is so cutesy and funny, and it's just an adorable game, and I love it. It's awesome. Same thing with Loco Roco 2. This is the second one in the series, and it's just as good as the first one. It's even better because it just adds a lot more extra content, but it keeps the same that the first one did, so I really dig that. This game is awesome. Lord of the Rings Tactics. I played so many Lord of the Rings games back in the day, and none of them really stood up to what the actual movie was. There were a few that were okay. This game is really fun, especially if you like Fire Emblem and all those turn-taking, like, tactical RPGs. This game would be for you. It plays like Fire Emblem and all those other games where, you know, you take turns moving every character on the board to get up and attack the other characters and stuff. But what's really cool is it goes through all 3 of the movies, and it goes through all the major scenes in the movies. So I really, really dig that. It also actually plays AMVs of the actual, like, clips of movies, and you know, it's like in 480p or whatever you want to call it, but it looks fine. And this is a great game, so if you have a chance and you're a Lord of the Rings fan, pick this game up. Next up, I have another series. I have one more of them, but it's only on my PSP because as a digital download, because it's only available in Europe. These 2 came out in America, and I was super stoked for it because I got into this series. But this is Invisimals. This game is basically Pokemon in real life. You have like you use the camera of your PSP, and you kind of look at these traps and stuff, and you collect these Invisimals in your room, in your house, wherever you are in your area. You collect them using colors and your different things around your room and stuff like that, or area, and you battle with them just like a Pokemon kind of tactical game, and it's so much fun. Actually, I'm super excited because in December of this year they're coming out with the new Invisimals game for the PS Vita, and it's going to be localized, so I'm super stoked for that. The second one I have is Invisimals Shadow Zone, and this was the last one to be released in America. The third one was not, and I'm really sad that it wasn't, because I played the third one and I thought it was amazing, but all these games are so much fun, and if you haven't ever checked out Invisimals and you want to kind of check out the series and see what it's like, if you're a fan of Pokemon at all, you would dig this series. It's literally monsters right in front of you fighting. It's so much fun. Now this one is definitely a weird one. I didn't ever have I played this like once or twice. I think I picked it up for like $1. It's another one of those GameStop boxes, so obviously I don't have the real box, but it's the Marvel trading card game. And I'm a big fan of Marvel, I'm a big fan of superheroes, so I thought I would try it out. But I didn't really dig this. I mean, it was cool for what they did and stuff, but the game itself is kind of, you know, it's a Marvel card game. If you're into, like, I think it's actually based off the real card game, so if you're into the Marvel card game, check it out. But besides that, I couldn't really, you know, I couldn't really tell people to check out this game. Next up, I have Medieval Resurrection. This is the best Medieval game I've ever played, and Medieval is one of my favorite video game series. I don't think a lot of people really even know what it is, but if you grew up in the 90s and you had a PS1, Medieval was one of the funnest games to play on it. You play as this guy named Sir Daniel Fortescue. You're a knight who basically was killed in this dark war, and you come back, you're resurrected, and you have to kill this evil wizard dude named Zarok. And the whole story is super funny, super super ridiculous, and you can use weapons like your arm and these massive swords and stuff, and it's so much fun. But this one just brought it back. It's the remake of the original one. And I've played the second one and the first one on PS1, and then when I played this one, I thought it was an excellent remake. I have a lot of remakes on my in my collection because personally I really like remakes. I get to like check out a game in a whole nother light, and with this game, that's exactly what it did. I really loved it. Now I have another one of my games that are not in the box. This is Midway Treasures Extended Cut. I think I got this from one of my buddies, and I played it quite a bit because it had the first two Mortal Kombat games on it, the arcade versions on the disc. It also had a few other ones like Rampage and a few other really cool Midway games. I liked it, but the most thing I played on here was Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2 for sure. It was so much fun. And I got to check out what it looked like on the PSP, and it did it justice. So, but as far as the rest of the games, I didn't really play that much of the other ones. I think I checked out like every game once or whatever, but the Mortal Kombat games were the reason I have this. So, fun game for Mortal Kombat. Next up, I have literally one of the... Actually, I think it is literally the best game on the PSP. By far, this game just absolutely blew away everything that the PSP had. It was kind of set at the end of the PSP's life, so of course they pushed the graphics to the limit on this game, the gameplay, all that stuff, and I really wish I had this in a box. I don't know why I don't have it in a box. I believe I also got this from one of my friends, but this is Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, and this game is so freaking good. And what's awesome is if you're a Monster Hunter fan, which I definitely am, you can go to this island and you can check out the monsters from Monster Hunter. So it has this really kind of cool crossover. It's very short as far as like the crossover thing goes, but it's so cool. So Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, this game is freaking awesome. Speaking of Monster Hunter, next up I have on my list is Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. This game is literally probably my favorite Monster Hunter game, and I've played all three of them on the PSP, as well as the Japanese-only release on the PSP. I have that on my PSP's hardware. If you guys, I may actually make a video of the games that I have on my PSP, because I have tons. I have a lot of memory cards and a lot of actual, like, just downloaded PSP games. But this one I liked better than 3rd-G, which was the one that was released in Japan only, because there's just so much content in this game. And I know I heard, like, Monster Hunter Ultimate or 3 Ultimate is like the best one or whatever, but I haven't had a chance to play that one, and don't like look down on me because of that, because I just haven't picked it up. And I'll get it on my 3DS because it's not available on PS Vita, and I don't really have a lot of other systems. I mostly have portable systems. This game is amazing. I love it. If you've never checked out Monster Hunter, you need to. It basically, like, you kill monsters, then carve armor and weapons out of them, and then you fight with those armor and weapons, and it's so full of content, so much full of all these gigantic monsters you fight. You fight on monsters that are like the size of skyscrapers on here. It is so freaking cool. So if you have never checked out the Monster Hunter series, this would be the game to check it out for. It's an awesome game. Next up, I have Mortal Kombat Unchained. Talk about Mortal Kombat. It's like everything's in a row there. Mortal Kombat Unchained is a really, really fun game. This is actually the port. Yeah, it's basically a port of Mortal Kombat, I think it's Deception on the GameCube and Xbox, and I think PS2 as well. I'm not sure which systems it came out of. I think it came out on those three. But anyway, this is a port from that game, and it's just like Deception. There's a few changes, I think, but it's awesome. You get a whole nother story with Mortal Kombat, and you actually move around in the overworld and get to see all the characters from Mortal Kombat series in wherever worlds they're from, and it's freaking cool. There's a bunch of other modes, like a puzzle mode and stuff, and a chess mode, like chess combat, but the reason to have this game is for that, for the single-player aspect of the game. The fighting is great, just like any other Mortal Kombat game, but personally I loved this game because of the story and the moving around the overworld of Mortal Kombat. Next up, I have one of the weirdest games in my collection. This is Napoleon Dynamite the game. I don't even know why I have this. I don't even know where I got this from. And I've actually never had a chance to play it, so I don't know why I'm trash-talking it. I love Napoleon Dynamite, the movie, but as far as the game, I just haven't ever had a chance to play this, so I don't even know if this is good. I think it's like like a mini game compilation kind of thing of different things you see in the movie got turned into a mini game. I would definitely check this out just because I don't even know what to expect from it, but I just haven't had a chance to play it yet. So definitely a weird game, but you know, I'll check it out sometime or other. Last I have in my collection, and this is the third part. Last I have in my collection is this game right here, Naruto. It's Naruto Shippuden Legends Akatsuki Rising. This was the first Naruto game I played on the PSP. I didn't play any of the like Naruto Ultimate Ninja Heroes until way later on, and of course I played all of them now. But this game I spent a lot of time on. I really dug it. It kind of goes through like the first, the first part of the Akatsuki series, so it doesn't get that far. But for what it has, it's really, really fun. It's not like your typical Naruto fighting game or whatever. It's more of like a move around like action. I wouldn't call it action RPG, but just straight up action Naruto game. And it's ridiculously fun. What's really cool is once you beat the game, you can play on the Akatsuki side and get to see their whole story unraveling that you don't even see in the anime. You get to see this whole nother story and see the Akatsuki in a whole nother light. And I really liked that. So yeah, this is Naruto Shippuden Legends Akatsuki Rising. That is a really long name, by the way. But yeah, that's the last game in this part of the collection. So, if you guys like these collection videos, I'm gonna be doing more. So just keep checking my channel. I'm also gonna be updating my channel with a lot of new stuff. So keep checking it out there. I'm gonna be doing different series and stuff like that. I'm trying to get back into YouTube like full force. So yeah, I hope you guys like my video. I will see you guys later.